In May 2025, India launched an offensive dubbed Operation Sindoor. The entire strategy relied on absolute secrecy and the assumption of total strategic surprise. But as the conflict unfolded, a baffling anomaly emerged on the battlefield. Pakistani forces demonstrated an intelligence capability that allowed them to anticipate Indian troop and asset movements before they even materialized. They knew the exact origins, intended targets, and launch schedules of Indian offensives. This data was so precise that Pakistan was anticipating strikes before the fighter jets' engines were started or missiles were fueled on the tarmac. This intelligence network also successfully mapped the exact locations of India's static defense installations across the entire region. This created a massive geopolitical riddle. A military force that many expected to be caught off guard had instead perfectly anticipated and neutralized a highly classified, multi-tiered offensive. To explain this foresight, Indian strategists initially proposed that Beijing acted as a primary intelligence provider, feeding continuous, real-time data to Islamabad. That theory held until Pakistani journalist Hamid Mir dismantled it, stating on the record that the intelligence pipeline was not Chinese. Mir confirmed that the data gathering that thwarted the Indian military was a homegrown Pakistani operation. This revealed a much deeper mystery. Without relying on foreign proxies for surveillance, Pakistan had deployed a proprietary system that allowed them to read their adversary's military playbook in real time. The answer lies with Suparko, Pakistan's national space agency, and a classified operation they ran between January 2025 and June 2026. During that 18-month window, the agency successfully deployed a constellation of approximately 6 advanced satellites into orbit. Suparko optimized these specific platforms for Earth observation, outfitting them with high-resolution imaging sensors capable of monitoring ground movements in exacting detail. By launching half a dozen of these units in rapid succession, Pakistan established a continuous, unbroken monitoring loop over its neighboring territories. This animated map illustrates how Earth observation works in practice. The system functions by tracking minute environmental changes against a fixed landscape in real time. Consider a vehicle at a military base. If it remains stationary in a specific spot for a long period, the satellite logs it as part of the normal environmental baseline. The moment that vehicle suddenly moves, it breaks the established pattern, triggering an immediate anomaly in the system. The satellite beams a notification of this movement directly to a centralized Pakistani command center, bypassing the need for manual photo analysis. Scaling this automated change detection across airbases and border posts creates a persistent digital tripwire, making it increasingly difficult to mobilize heavy assets without triggering an alert. This automated intelligence dictated the reality on the ground during the May 2025 conflict. Indian forces were met with anticipated defenses at almost every major juncture. Consequently, India's Operation Sindoor was neutralized, resulting in heavy logistical failures that earned it the name Operation Tandoor. Following the conflict, Suparko officially confirmed the operational status of this Earth observation network. With the confirmation of this independent space-based intelligence apparatus, Pakistan has established a new strategic baseline for regional surveillance, forcing a recalibration of how military movements are planned in South Asia. The strategic error for the Indian military was spending the conflict searching for ground-level informants or Chinese data intercepts that did not exist. The intelligence was actually being generated by a network of silent sentinels orbiting directly above them, operating outside the reach of traditional counterintelligence. The conflict in May 2025 demonstrated that regional dominance now depends as much on the precision of orbital surveillance as it does on the presence of troops along the border.